Here's what to expect when you run the code in this LabVIEW project. To begin, you'll want to establish a source of audio from either your PC or your phone, and then a place for the processed audio to go, either speakers or earbuds. If you're using earbuds, please protect your hearing and start with very low volume. I've opened PC main and RT main. RT main calls an FPGA VI and it might need to be recompiled. So check for the broken run arrow. Sure enough, it says the specified FPGA VI must be compiled in order to be called. It's not a problem. We open the FPGA target, come down here to the build specification for FPGA main, right click on that one and choose rebuild. I'm going to go ahead and ignore that message and then we'll go ahead and recompile. After some time has elapsed, usually about 5 to 6 minutes of time, you'll be ready to go. All right, let's start running PC main. And we don't see much happening because we need to run RT main. So let's get this one going as well. So these two VIs are communicating with each other through the network. Here we see the processed audio being displayed on the strip chart recorder. I'm using this PC tool to generate audio signal from the PC itself. Here we see the waveform. Might try some different signal shapes. I think I'll just go with sine. Let's make sure that we've got maximum volume from the PC. Looks like we're doing pretty good. And then there's one more place where you can adjust the volume, and that's in the application here itself. So this maximizes the amount of signal amplitude that we have coming from the PC. Let's go with 2000 Hertz. I think what we need to do is, there we go, need to hit the play button after you dial in a different frequency. Okay, now we're good. In terms of PC processing, it's just very simple for this demonstration. It's changing the amplitude by applying a gain factor specified in dB. You can also experiment with artificially increasing the minimum PC loop time. The indicator below is saying that you need to get the processing done in 40 milliseconds. And so as soon as I artificially increase the loop time above that number, we see that the RT FIFOs are starting to fill up and the PC can no longer keep up. You can expect to hear noise in the process signal due to the audio frames being dropped. All right, let's get this back to the original default value. We can also experiment with the number of audio samples per audio frame, so that frames are processed all at once on the PC. As we have larger and larger frames, we have more processing time required on the PC. And eventually we can start to run into some difficulties. Let's try getting back to the default value again. We'll need to restart the RT main process. There we go, I think we're back. Let's try experimenting with the sampling rate of the FPGA VI. I'm going to slow things down here a bit. That gives a little bit more latitude to processing on the PC. Try speeding it up. This is 100 kilosamples per second now. And looks like things aren't quite working. We see some overflow indicators going off. Looks like we're just pushing on the system a little too much. All right, let's try to restart with the initial values again. Okay, we're back online. Another place you can do some experimentation with is in the buffer size associated with the network streams. This is the communication between the PC and the RT. So what you'll find is there's a number of parameters that you can optimize for your own application, and this allows you to do a bit of experimentation.